I'm back with some Bloodborne, and today I'm on new game +4. Like, I just got in, and it's gonna be a rough time, but I need to get to the end of the game again, because it'd probably help. Um, I'm just trying to get as far as I possibly can on this file, which I'm hoping is new game +7, but I'm gonna start going through. So I am currently using a skill and blood tinge build. Blood tinge strengthens your bullets and blood weapons, which I am using currently. And skill just strengthens some types of weapons. Skill usually strengthens weapons that have like a lot of fast attacks, so that's a little bit farther than I anticipated. Oh, he's still alive? Wow. His health bar like went almost all the way down. So I'm going to be going for the shortcut, because since I'm on a new game +4, it'll be harder to, like, everything. Like, that guy did over half my health in just a hit. So the bosses are going to hit a little bit harder than that. So I need to be prepared to run to the bosses, especially since I spent like once per new game cycle. I'm not amazing at all of them, so just gonna draw out whatever attack me, and then I'm gonna just like sprint over here. Okay, that was good. That wasn't as good, but it's fine. Just gonna come back here, gonna kill these rabid dogs in the cages, because they will get out of the cages eventually. And at that point, I do not want to, like, die from them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill them all. Oh yeah, see, that guy got out. But I'm not gonna go over there yet. I'm gonna fight the first boss we encounter in this game, Um, technically required. I'm going to fight it and probably get wrecked. Alright, now this goes directly to that lamp right there. So it's a pretty useful shortcut to have. I've also started to upgrade my saw spear because it's serrated. Serrated weapons are good against beasts, and I can put fire paper on the saw spear, which makes it even better against beasts. So it's something I like to have on. I'm gonna go ahead and cheese these guys because there's two of them and they're really mean enemies. If you don't know, they just can't go through these, like this door, because it's like too narrow for them. They're kind of big, so it's pretty nice for players who don't feel like fighting these guys legit. Ouch. Sometimes corpses will actually fall through the map, and that gets kind of annoying because they usually drop something for you. Alright, so this boss's weakness is its head, so I'm gonna shoot its head once I get in, using bone marrow ash to strengthen my gun. That did not hit its head, fortunately. That did. Then I'm gonna go in for a nice visual attack, get a little bit of damage on it. Okay. Oh, that didn't go far enough. Yeah. Oh. Oh, oh, I did not see that. Please put me down. Thank you. Hmm. Okay. I was expecting that to go a little bit worse than that, but... So the lamps serve as respawn points in this game. You can also go to the Hunter's Dream, which is like the hub. So that's nice. I'm gonna go ahead and mix things up a little bit by using my barrel blade, which as you can see is a scythe when it's transformed, and it's a sword when it's not. It's a pretty cool weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the secret passage right back here. And I'm gonna go talk to Eileen the Crow. Because I guess I'll do her quest line. Alright, now I just have to go to Father Gascoigne and beat him. Ouch. Darn. The spear versions of that enemy are actually the second to worst, in my opinion. But now, since those enemies are respawned over there, I can do a transformation attack to get most of my health back from the transformation of this weapon, because it takes your health away, like up front, and that guy just dodged it. not a very nice thing. And I really dislike the crows in this game because they're really annoying. But it is pretty funny because like when they jump up, if they get hit, they just go flying just straight down. So it's pretty interesting to watch. Alright, since I died, all of these dogs over here will be respawned. I am not a fan of that, but it's what it is. So now I'm just gonna kill all these again, and I'm going to come over here. Thankfully this one doesn't respawn, so that's nice. But I do not have to talk to Eileen the Crow again to proceed with the quest line, so that's nice. So I'll just go through down here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill these guys this time because I don't want them following me back. And something just died, so that's nice, I guess. Free blood echoes. You don't actually have to kill the enemy in this game for them to give you their blood echoes. What? Oh, okay. I see how it is. Oof, that was close. Since I didn't kill the second young guy, he was causing a few problems with the spear guy, because it just stuns you and does a bit of damage because it's new game +4. But that's over now. I got my blood echoes back. I'm about 40,000 off from a level up, so I should be able to get that from the boss, Father Gascoigne, who I will be cheesing because I don't feel like fighting him, because time to fight him, he did something really stupid. It just wasn't very cool. Like, he has this jump attack in a second phase that's goes straight to you, and if it hits you, it knocks you down. And once I got up, every single time he just did it again, so I couldn't really do anything about that. And he did that till I died, by the way, so that wasn't cool. Now thankfully this weapon is awesome at cheesing him, because the heavy hit has that explosion of blood, so it has a little bit of AoE. Anyway, I am going to run past these guys and into that tunnel. Now, when I first was playing through this game, this pig scared me to death because it charged me and I instantly died. Now I know that the pigs in this game aren't that bad, but they can still cause problems for you. Because the charge can hit you twice and they can poison you if they breathe on you. But that attack is relatively rare. There's this right there. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I'm gonna go up this way, because if you just go up the ladder in front of the tunnel, you have to deal with this giant flaming boulder that they just send down the bridge. And I'm pretty sure it shouldn't kill any enemies, but it'll probably kill me still. So it's like not something I'm too fond of. But there is a shortcut down there, so I'm gonna actually go all the way down. Yeah, they got hit by it, but they didn't all die from it. If anybody even died from it, that is. And weapons at risk. Perfect. Anyway, there's this really nice elevator here. Now, I'm gonna fight Gascoigne still. You know, I'm gonna risk my weapon. I doubt it'll actually break, but I should really take off that bullet gem that decreases the durability, huh? Probably just take one off my Shikage, put it on the bloodletter. But here's Father Gascoigne. His first form isn't terrible, but his second form I hate like a lot. His AI isn't exactly designed for this area, and he gets stuck on all of the graves in his first form, but in the second form he just breaks all of the graves, so he doesn't get stuck. Which is kind of annoying, but again, his AI isn't great, so he'll just get stuck like this, and that kind of allows you to cheese him. It's a really safe method to fighting him. You can also get this music box that you can use against him, and he kind of just gets staggered.
Sweet blood. Oh, it seems to me. It's enough to make him sick.
But if you use the music box 3 times on him in his human form, he'll just go straight to phase 2 regardless of his health. So it's like, use it if you want, but don't use it too much until he gets into second form naturally. Ouch. Wait a moment. Okay, durability's alright for now. Oh, he's going into the second phase now. So this phase has a jump attack that is very cheap, and it's the entire reason I'm choosing this fight. He also attacks a little bit more in this phase. And he just broke a grave. He can break the graves, but he can't break the railing. Okay, so that was Father Gascoigne. Choosing him is a little bit slow, as cheeses usually are, but it's safer. Gonna come down here, get that red jeweled brooch, because why not? You can smash this for a blood gem that's not very good, or you can give it to a little girl, and giving it to the little girl makes her die, being completely honest. Normally this chest would have the gem workshop tool, which allows you to put blood gems on, but it's one of the things you keep when you go from new game to new game plus. So it's just replaced with cold blood, which gives you blood echoes. And new game plus if you already have it, of course. But so now I'm gonna go to the Hunter's Dream. I'm gonna Cathedral Ward Key, which will allow me to not have to go to Old Yharnam and kill the Bloodstarved Beast. I will eventually go to Old Yharnam and kill the Bloodstarved Beast, but just not right now, because I'm trying to get through the game. But I'm leveling up Arcane right now because the skills, like every stat, just doesn't level, like doesn't give you as many bonuses after level 50. Like they give very little, but Arcane is nice to have. Wait, Pebbles? Out of scaling. Wow, I didn't know that. Let's see, it's in key items. Hunter Chief Emblem. Alright. Now that'll allow me to open up a door in the Cathedral Ward, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and repair my bloodletter because I don't want it to break. I actually don't know what happens to a weapon if it runs out of durability. I'm going to go ahead and assume it just like disappears, but I'm not sure. Alright. Go ahead and snag one of these. Down blood hinge gems. They're really good gems, but I don't want my bloodletter to constantly be at risk, so I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about that. Must be. Alright, so I'm gonna snag a blood gem off this weapon. This is what I'm planning to put on something else. Pretty good gem. Alright, now I have that on this weapon, so it'll be better. Now I'm pretty sure if a weapon's at risk, they actually do less damage. Yeah, they do like half the damage. I'm actually gonna spend my insight, because a lot of insight isn't a good thing to have. So I'm just gonna buy a bloodstone chunk. And I'm gonna need one more of these to get my saw spear to +10, because I already have a blood rock. So still have Beasthood going. So technically I shouldn't be going through this area with this weapon. So I'm gonna switch to my Shikage, which gives me access to my gun, which will be infinitely times more useful when I'm dealing with the church doctors, because they are some of the easiest enemies to parry in the entire game. So that's a plus. Also, since I can use my Shikage, killing these church giants will be way easier, because the Shikage does more damage than Bloodletter, like for me at the moment. Now the church giants are using giant axes, right? But if you are like right next to them, they will usually not hit you for some reason. It's kind of odd, but they usually don't hit you because they're using like melee weapons. So this area has a lot of Madman's knowledge. Madman's knowledge just gives you 1 insight, so it can be useful if you want to not have any insight but still play with friends or something, because you can just use 1. But, oh, my Chikage's still going. Whoops, didn't realize. Going to throw on my Simon's Bowblade because the enemies in this area really suck if you go and fight them. This is called a brain sucker. They will try and grab you, and if they grab you, they will take a lot of your health and also drain your insight. So it's like not that nice of an enemy to fight. They also have this attack that holds you still if you get hit by it, and it's a projectile attack. And it's not the easiest to avoid. Now, there is one of those enemies down there, and it has a rake. And in my opinion, those are the worst kind of that enemy, because they're like the most dangerous. So, yeah. And he can just kind of hit you through the floor here, so I have to wait for him to go back to his original spot. Alright, so he's dead. He's not the only one of those enemies in this area, but the other one I'm pretty sure doesn't have a rake, which is a plus. So, yay. But because I don't want to use all my bullets right here, I'm going to go ahead and use a Shikage. Ouch. Alright. Now I'm pretty sure this area is cleared of enemies, so that's good. Just gotta loot some of these items. Now, if I were to use a blood vial, it would restore more health than I have lost, so I'm going to go ahead and get some blood bullets, then use a blood vial, and it won't restore me to full, but it'll give me more health than what I started with, and I'll have more bullets to use, so it's pretty nice. There's a church giant that walks up and down the stairs. Gonna start opening the gates so that I can just get here instead of having to go through that entire side area. Alright, so as you can see, these enemies are terrible at not getting parried, let's say. So I'm just going to abuse that by parrying all of them to death, except for the scythe guy, because I don't like the scythe guy. And he's not there. And I might try and parry the scythe guy, but I don't really have good luck with it. Now, if you, like, walk up slowly to an enemy, they won't hear you, but if you run, they will. So it's a good thing to walk up to an enemy that doesn't know you're there and just like hit it with a charge attack to the back, because it will put it in the visual stage and you can just get a easy kill for a lot of the enemies. But as you go up, you know, it's not going to do as much. Huh, actually got it. This repeating pistol guy up here is one of the church guys I like to backstab, and he doesn't stand too close to the ledge, so you can actually stab off on him. And it wasn't letting me visual him there for some reason, like I would have liked to. Okay, he almost hit me, but he didn't, so that's good. Now, I'm about to fight. This boss has a like, you have to either be just far enough away, which is very far, or dodge at like the precisely right moment. But ouch. Alright, gonna refill my health before going in. Now for this fight I'm going to go ahead and use a saw spear and throw on some fire paper. I'm just gonna have it on this bar, because I don't want to have to go into this menu. The general rule of thumb, beasts are weak against serrated and putting fire paper on a serrated weapon will make beasts really susceptible to it. But some beasts are on fire / made of fire, and as a general rule of thumb you shouldn't use fire against those bosses because they have very high fire resist. This boss is also weak in this face. Ouch. Oh crap. Whew. Oh, that was lucky. Ouch. But this boss is like really hard, so it might be in my best interest to actually dodge the attacks. But it gets kind of hard to see the attacks, because this boss has like a lot of fur. So when it's not like this, you can go over to its face and just like rip its brains out for a little bit of damage. Ouch. Oh, sorry. Ouch. I do not like getting eaten by bosses, thank you very much. Alright, so my saw spear is only at +8, while all of my other weapons are at +10, so I'm gonna go ahead and try my Shikage, see how it goes. If it does more damage, I'll just use a Shikage. Now, Shikage does a lot of damage, but the downside of it is when you have it transformed, it constantly drains your health, like 0.86% of your health every second. But that's only when it's transformed. Yeah, it's just really all I have to say about it. In its first form, it scales off of skill, while in its second form, it scales off of blood tinge, and its blood tinge scaling is much higher than its skill scaling. So I use other weapons as skill weapons if I'm going for that. Oh man, this is a lot more damage. Ouch. So, wow, that still hit me. There are weapons in this game that transform into like whip-like weapons, you can say. And they're very good against this boss because like it can hit its face even when it's just up. And that is a very nice thing. But I don't like the whips because they don't do very much damage with each hit. Well, this boss can actually heal. When it heals, it can heal a ton, or not very much, depending on how much you hit. But it, like that effect can be negated if you have Numbing Mist, which just cancels all healing. Actually, boss it dead now. Just kill it. Now you can smash a gold pendant to get a blood tinge. I mean, not a blood tinge, just a blood. And I don't think it's that great of a blood gem to begin with, so Now, the game is currently in nighttime. At this point, you can go to the Forbidden Woods and continue on with the game. However, I'm going to go back to Hunter's Dream because I don't want to deal with that. Like all those enemies in front. But after you open all the gates in the Cathedral Ward, Eileen the Crow will be standing right out of the door to the Cathedral Ward, like in the Cathedral Ward. But I'm not gonna run all the way back there because there's a lot of enemies. Also, I can level up. Killing the boss, Vicar Amelia, also gets the messengers in the Hunter's Dream to give you the Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter, which is an item that will allow you to go into the OC if you grab an amygdala. Now there's an amygdala right out of the Cathedral Ward's door, well, one of them, it's the left door, but the DLC is very hard, so I'm gonna go ahead and not go there yet. I don't know if I actually want to go there, because the first boss in the DLC is one of the hardest bosses in the game, so no thank you. At least it's not a very long run from the lamp to the boss fight. So just like run out this middle door here, and here's Eileen. Basically, she's just telling you to not go into the area where you fought Father Gascoigne. So naturally, I'm gonna go and go into the area where you fight, and I'm going to help kill this hunter. If you start Eileen the Crow's questline and not finish it, then she will try to kill you later on. So, yeah. Probably. And he likes to shoot, I guess. Like, I was here now. I just heard her shoot. Now, if you hit Eileen too much, she'll turn against you. And if she takes too much damage, she'll die. Kinda goes without saying. But I did enough damage to that hunter to where he kinda just got wrecked.
That wasn't all you have, my friend. He must have killed. He was falling apart, but tried to keep me at the hunter. She couldn't even hunt me.
Alright, so she just tells you to, like, not hunt people, like, hunters. Anyway, from here, I am going to go to the Forbidden Woods, so I can then go to Bergenworth. Bergenworth has a boss that many people have trouble with. In fact, I streamed helping people kill that boss. It is Rom the Vacuous Spider, and it just has some attacks. Like, it only has 3 attacks in total, not 4. But its minions are the real problem, and if you don't kill the minions, they will kill you. Like, really fast, and kind of unexpectedly too, so... Gotta make sure to try to kill all the minions. Now, I usually kill all the minions in the first phase, like before it teleports, but I almost never kill them in the second phase, because in that time Rom can easily kill you, and Rom will probably just teleport again. But in the first phase, Rom doesn't have any attacks. It just kind of tries to run away from you and teleport after you do enough damage. But I'm just going to not fight the spiders at the second phase. But that area comes after the Forbidden Woods. The Forbidden Woods is a very long area, and it has a lot of traps, and the bosses are not exactly the nicest fight to do, but I don't know. I'll do my best to just run through all the enemies and not die, and just get to the bosses to kill them. There's 3 bosses. One has a flamethrower that will probably just kill you if you get stuck in it. One has a mortar and just kind of shoots the entire fight. And the third is just a swordsman. People like to kill the swordsman first because it is one of the worst in the second phase. Because many of its attacks just kind of like reach across the map and you can't parry it as easily. But in the first phase, it's one of the easiest things to parry, kind of. It's the easiest shadow to parry, let's just put it there. But yeah, in the second phase, like, you don't have to kill any of them to get into the second phase. You just have to do like 2/3 of one boss's health, I think. It's 2/3 or 1/3. But in the second phase, snakes erupt from all their heads and they get new attacks and poison. I don't like phase. And the third phase isn't much better. The third phase happens when you and what happens in the third phase is you, like, the remaining shadow gets this attack where it summons a giant snake to you and probably kill you. So you really have to be aware of the snakes. Like, actually, it's not a giant snake, it's like 2 or 3. I forget. It's been a little bit. Like I said, I'm just gonna try and run through here. I'm not gonna grab the Canehurst summons yet. Now, if you're fast enough, you can actually get through this gate before he closes it. So, I'm through before you even close the gate. Now, I'm just gonna run through here. There's 3 Molotov guys and 2 melee guys, I think. Maybe 4 Molotovs. Anyway, you do not want to get hit by a Molotov while you're down here, because this is oil you're running through. And oil boosts the effects of fire, so it's not a nice thing to get hit by fire if you're in oil. I will go ahead and kill these guys though. I always kill these guys. Alright, so in this area is a cannon that kills a lot of people. There's like all these different spots of cover. You can also just shoot the guy to get him to stop firing the cannon. The cannon's just really annoying, basically. It does a lot of damage and it's not nice to get hit by. It also has this ridiculous AoE and a lingering hitbox, so if you do manage to dodge roll through it, you'll probably still get hit and die. Now, there's a lot of these enemies throughout the entire area. They just transform into snakes. Some of them are already just, like, they don't transform into snakes. Their head just erupts into snakes. They're not all like that originally. Some of them actually transform before you see them. Just spawn and transformed, you know. These guys can actually give you slow poisoning, and I don't like that. They also have pretty high resistances. I'm just gonna run ahead and get this shortcut, because this area, as I said, is a very long area. Now this door just opens up right to the lamp. And the lamp is very nice. This is Volter. He's the master of the League. Covenant's basically all about hunting beasts and crushing vermin. The effect gives you plus 2% health during co-op. And you can summon specific hunter NPCs when you are in the league, like have a rune on, so it can be kind of nice. Now, this is the main path. It is a very long path, and there is no shortcut to the bosses except for that elevator all the way back there. You just have to run down the entire path. Ouch. Alright, so at the end of this path are the bosses, but the gate to the bosses isn't exactly open yet, and you have to go around first. Now this is kind of a side area, you don't have to go down it, but at the end is the path that leads to bosses. I'm actually going to start running through because there are those types of these guys that shoot you and do a lot of damage. And I don't appreciate taking a lot of damage from range attacks, so I'm just going to go ahead and run through everything. Now I'm at water. Now I have to go this way. There's 2 pigs on this path, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of the crawling guys. Don't want to get hit by that charge because it does a lot of damage. It can hit you twice. Alright. Now I still have to deal with another pig. The other pig is near a fence that overlooks a boss fight. And it's next to a fire. That fire up there. Now this pig isn't exactly the smartest thing ever, and it will go on the fire a lot and take a little bit of damage. But a ton of damage. I'm gonna try and get a backstab. The backstab. There we go. But yes, this overlooks a boss fight. I know that in earlier versions of this area, like from here, but I'm not sure if that's like still an option. And if you jump into the area from here, the bosses like don't load. Like their AI doesn't load, but they're just there, so they're standing there the entire time, and so will let you wail on them. I'm not sure if you can still do that or not, but I know it's a thing. Now, there is a shortcut, kind of. You can just open this gate, and at the end of the path you can go through. But you can only open it from this side, so it's kind of annoying. Now, I am going to go fight the Shadows of Yariam. I might get wrecked by them. Might not. Who knows? And now I realize that I should have put Shaman Bowblades on. What Shaman Bowblades do allow you to turn specific enemies against their teammates. Really nice, but it's really hard to hit people with it because it's a really slow attack. And even if you miss, they get consumed, and they aren't exactly the most common name. They actually are. Heal, please. Soon though. The lag is starting to get real, being completely honest. But I can't pause this game, so I'm either going to end it after I die or after I beat the boss fight. Ouch. Now, the ranged guy is really annoying, but isn't exactly the strongest. And my bullets keep whiffing. Yeah, this game isn't very nice with lag. Basically all of your inputs still go, just like 5 seconds after you make them. Really not. And it will probably No, that is the saw spear. Okay. Where's the melee guy? There he is. Okay, so the melee guy is dead, which is really nice. Ouch. I'm just gonna heal, even though I can't like see my bar. Yeah, I was kind of low. Alright, so this guy is dead. So now this shadow will start doing that attack and spawning giant snakes. And if they hit you, they do quite a bit of damage. And it is one of the attacks that is a little bit harder to avoid, but it's avoidable. Okay, I beat the shadows. Now I'm going to end the stream. Basically I'm just going to go to the 100 stream and buy some arcane upgrades. But that's it for now, so bye.